Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trade Analysis with a quick market update for today, November 22nd, Wednesday. Yesterday, we got Nvidia earnings. We are going to review that and also the news from OpenAI. Sam Altman is back. We are going to review also that news. But first, as always, economic data, NBA 30-year mortgage ticks a little bit down, and look at the applications, 3%, continuing higher. People are loving this decrease in interest rates for mortgages. But the big number was durable goods and came way lower than expected. We were expecting -3, but we got -5. Excluding transport, 0. We were expecting basically a little bit higher. And excluding defense, month over month, -6.7. So a little bit of concerns regarding consumer spending for durable goods. Initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims came lower, 209. We were expecting a little bit lower, but not this lower. And also the continuing jobless claims came lower than before. That I think this is a little bit of a miss for everything, but the market didn't stop there. We got also consumer sentiment final lower than the previous one, not that low as the consensus for 60. 5-year inflation remains flat at 3.2, and inflation expectations continue ticking higher, 4.5%. But I think what most people were looking for, it's Nvidia earnings. And let me tell you, Nvidia earnings were absolutely amazing. 402 on the EPS versus 3.37 and 18 on revenue versus 16 expected. Crashing everything. 206% performance revenue year over year. Net income 9.24, 3.71% per share. And data center revenue total up 279%, 14 billion in data center revenue. So huge earnings. I think it's mentioned somewhere in here that they are expecting a little bit of deceleration. But basically, investors' concerns were, one, that China and US regulations demand is going to affect Nvidia, and two, Christmas holidays demand is also expected to be lower. So obviously, people took profit, and the profit taking was quite a big of a deal in the open today for the Nasdaq. The other news for today, Sam Altman is back in OpenAI. Who's out, who's in? Some people were basically fired, and some other were kept in the board. But I think right now Sam Altman is looking to expand the board, because right now it's a little bit lower people than before. And I think that's where Microsoft has an edge to put a member of Microsoft in the board to really have a control over OpenAI. So I think this is good news for Microsoft. If we go to the charts and check Nvidia chart, and also let's check first Nvidia into the open. That was, look at this drop. This is all-time highs. This is previous all-time highs. It was higher, rejected, and then a huge move lower. This dumped the Nasdaq, the NQ, pretty heavily. And Microsoft, well, we were gapping a lot in pre-market. We broke previous all-time highs, current all-time highs, and we dumped again. So if you are long on the NQ, if you were trying to go long today, you had to wait for Nvidia and for Microsoft to stop bleeding. Dollar is quite strong today since the open. Look at this move, pullbacks, daily pivot here. Let's check it out, because dollar, I think it's bouncing from these oversold levels. 3 bear flag continuation. I think people is buying the dollar at this support. But basically, you had to have a lot of patience in terms of setup, because look at what we did today. We gapped up pretty insanely during pre-market. Let me just go to the 1 minute. So this was the gap coming into the open. A lot of setups right here. I took certain scalps, and then into the open, look at the 1 hour chart. I was looking for yesterday's liquidity grab up here, buy side liquidity. Look at what we did. Insane rejection. We skyrocketed at the open more than 100 points, and then we retraced 200 points, led by Nvidia and Microsoft bleeding. My setup for today was waiting for this consolidation. We try one more time, and then look at this candle. This candle was the liquidity grab and then a move higher. That's where I was long. I was long here. I added in here, and I took partially here on this zone of resistance, and then I think I let it ride, and I think it was 1690 or something like that, around here. That was my trade today. Nothing else. Look at this. Nothing else. There's nothing. We got a bad retracement after the open, and since then we are trying to grind higher and higher. Several setups in here. We couldn't have that opportunity, but they continue grabbing liquidity, and right now they did it again. So if you are long, be careful, because right now they swept these two liquidity, and now we are looking forward this one and perhaps these other twos to continue retracing lower, because today is just the day before Thanksgiving. So market got a lot of profits out. Profit taking was all over the place, and I don't think people are going to buy and hold until Monday next week. So manage your expectations, because today was just profit taking everywhere. A lot of people is taking their money back home to enjoy Thanksgiving and the long weekend. So think about that, and think about the kind of market and the kind of move that you are expecting. I don't think today we are going to see this liquidity up here. Perhaps we can continue a little bit higher towards this 5-minute fair value gap. On the 15-minute chart, there's nothing. We retrace it a lot, and there's just a lot of people grinding buys, buying the dip, but the price action is just nowhere. This was the setup. Perhaps this one for continuation, but after that is just choppy price action. Dollar remains strong. Watch that. Watch Nvidia. Nvidia is still minus 1.52. It's trying to fill some gaps and grab some liquidities, but I don't think Microsoft is 1.59. Yeah, it's still trying to break high of days. We might see this, but manage your expectations, because the downside, obviously, it's quite bigger than the upside. So I think that's all from my side. As always, thank you for your time. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, because I upload videos every single day for market forecasts, market updates, and market recaps. I appreciate your time as always. I hope you had a good trading day and you took some nice profits, and please enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your holidays, your long weekend. Be with your family and friends, with your loved ones, and just forget about the markets. Forget about everything until Monday. That's my recommendation, because this market right now is quite a little sentimental, and I think we all need a little bit of rest after this huge bump that we got in the last couple of weeks. So stay safe, everyone. Enjoy your time off, and see you, I don't know if tomorrow or Friday, but for sure on Saturday with the weekly recap. So stay safe, everyone, and see you there.